Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've been here on YouTube, but so much has happened in the past month, 2 months since I last uploaded. I went to Italy for the first time in my entire life, and it was so magical and so beautiful, and your girl got engaged. It's been a while since I've sat down and actually filmed a video because I've been gone for a while, and then I've been working so much and I just haven't made time to film another video. So I figured I would do this tutorial because I always get so many questions on how I keep my makeup on all day and how it looks good all day. I make it look like I don't have a lot of makeup on, but yet I do have a lot of makeup on. So yeah, I figured I would do like a step-by-step instruction video on how I like to do my makeup when I want it to last all day. I don't want it creasing. I want my makeup to look perfect, literally from the early morning to late at night. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I missed you, and I'm so glad to be back filming. I also got a new lens, so let me know if you guys like this quality better, and if you think that the lighting is good, or if you guys want me to change anything. Just let me know how you feel about the quality and the way that this lens works. I'm obsessed with it. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, well actually I've already done this, but the first thing that I would recommend doing before you go in with any makeup is to make sure that you're using a good moisturizer throughout the day. So my favorite moisturizer is the Purity Made Simple moisturizer. This is from Philosophy. I'm obsessed with the Purity face wash, so I bought the moisturizer when it just came out. I love this moisturizer because it's very lightweight and you can wear it under makeup, and it's not gonna make you oily or not make your makeup stick to your face. So any moisturizer that's kind of lightweight, you don't want to go in with a thicker kind of moisturizer because then your foundation is gonna slip around throughout the day, especially if you have oily skin. So just a lightweight moisturizer for every day. You could also have one that's got SPF in it if you're going to be out in the sun and stuff, but try to stay away from SPF if you are trying to do this routine at night, because if you're taking pictures you're gonna get a white face in pictures. So I personally just like the Purity. It's just my go-to recently, and I just put a light layer all over my face, and then I can go in with my primers. So the two primers that I've been recently obsessed with, and I think have made a huge difference in keeping my makeup on all day, is the Benefit the Professional Matte Rescue. It looks like this. I love this primer. It's kind of like a gel kind of consistency, and it doesn't really fill in your pores, but it just mattifies you, and I feel like this really keeps my makeup on. And then I just recently purchased this. This is the Farsali Skin Tune Blur Primer. I got the little mini one because I wanted to try it, and this one really does smooth out your pores and kind of just make everything look smooth and even. So these two are pretty much my go-to primers. So I put this one on first, so I just use about that much, and I just apply that all over. It's kind of got a cooling kind of sensation to it, and it feels really good. So I kind of just wait for that to dry down a little bit before I go in with the other primer, and then I take the Farsali primer and I just put right here wherever I have larger pores. The little pump thing doesn't squeeze out enough product, so I just kind of swipe it all over my face, just like that. And then I kind of pat it into my skin to really fill the pores. Okay, so now I'm going to apply, this is the Hollywood Flawless Filter Superstar Youth Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. It looks like this. This gives you a nice glow to your skin, so I just put it on the high points pretty much, where I want to put highlighter. I'll put it here, down my nose, my forehead, here and here. And sometimes, like on days where I don't want to do like all the foundation and everything, I'll just put this on all over because it kind of has like a tint to it. And it just gives your skin like this glow, and it just looks like so pretty. See how it gives like a nice glow to your skin. So I am very extra when it comes to my foundation. I love to mix foundations. I like to make my own little concoction when it comes to foundation. I just feel like that works better than just using one foundation. But if you have a foundation that is very long wearing and it lasts like all day for you, then you can just go in with one foundation. But I love to mix foundations, so my holy grail foundation is the Estee Lauder Double. If you have oily skin, this is probably one of the best foundations that I would recommend if you have oily skin, because it's almost like it literally like makes your makeup look like flawless like all day, and it just stays in place. It doesn't crease throughout the day. I feel like this one is the one that literally, it's the least one to settle in my fine lines like around my mouth right here. So if I really want my makeup to look like perfect all day, I'll go in with this one. So I mix that one, and then I mix the Lacom'e Ultra Wear 24-hour transfer resistant foundation. So it looks like this. I just recently got this one, and I heard that mixing these two together are kind of like bulletproof for oily skin. So I've been mixing these two together, and I've been really liking it. So yeah, I'll mix this one. And then in the Estee Lauder, I'm in the shade 1C0 Shell. And then in the Lacom'e one, I'm in the shade Ivory, I believe, 095 Ivory. This one is a little too light for me, so that's why I have to mix it in with this, because this one is like really light. And then I mix another foundation because I'm crazy. I mix the Peach Perfect Too Faced Comfort Matte Foundation. It looks like this. This by itself is like a medium coverage, but on like day-to-day wear, this is such a good foundation because it lasts forever on my skin, and it literally is like transfer proof. Like you can like rub your face and it doesn't come off. So I'm in the color Swan in this one. So I mix pretty much all of these together, and that's pretty much like my like perfect concoction for like a long wear foundation. But again, you could just do like one foundation and that's fine. So I take like a pump of each, and then I mix them together. So I'm just going to take my finger with the foundation and just apply to my skin. My favorite way to apply foundation is with a sponge. I love the Real Technique sponges. I just feel like they're inexpensive and they work really good at blending in foundation. But you could use a brush. I just feel like brushes don't really give me the best coverage, and they can leave like brush strokes on my face. So I always go in with a sponge. And when you're working with a sponge, make sure that it's damp. You don't want to make sure that it's like, you want to wet it under the sink, squeeze it a couple times, and then squeeze out all the excess water, and then you'll get like a damp sponge. So just make sure it's not too wet, because it'll kind of do the reverse thing and make it really hard to blend out. So I'll just pick up a little bit more on the sponge, and then I just pat this into my skin. Okay, so I just applied like a thin layer of that foundation all over my face, but you could still see like how it like shows like scars that I have like from acne and stuff. So I wait for this one to like kind of like set down a little bit, and then I'll go in with another layer just to get the coverage that I want. So I'm just patting over areas where I want more coverage. Okay, so I know I look like really crazy because like my foundation is like hella light, but like once you go in with powder and like bronzer and everything, it like all comes together. So now I go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm in the shade Fair Neutral, and this is my favorite concealer like ever. I've used so many concealers, and I just feel like this one is the best when it comes to like the coverage that I want and how long it lasts on my skin. And it never breaks up on me. It never goes cakey. I just love this concealer. But Whatever concealer that you love, if that works, then it works. So I just apply pretty much center areas and then under my eyes. And then I always blend in the center part first, and then I do my eyes last. I really make sure that I get around my nose, because you don't want any foundation or concealer like clinging around your nose. So I really make sure I blend in that area. So now I go in and I set my under eye concealer, and I do this like immediately after I do my concealer because I don't want it to start creasing under my eyes. My favorite under eye powder to set my under eyes is actually the Fit Me powder by Maybeline. I'm in the color Fair 05. I feel like this really like blurs my pores and like sets my under eye concealer so pretty. So I go in with this. I just pick it up on the same sponge and I just pat it under my eyes. So I don't know if you can really tell. I'm gonna zoom you in to see. Do you see how like it just makes my under eyes look so smooth and like airbrushed almost, compared to this side that doesn't have anything on it? Like I just feel like it really blurs my pores, so that's why I love that powder. So for the rest of my face, I use the Mercier Translucent setting powder. This is really good if you have oily skin. So I always set my entire face with this, and I use the same sponge just to set everything. For my nose, I like put a lot of powder on my nose because I don't want my nose to get oily throughout the day. So I put like a generous amount of powder on my nose. Okay, I look like a freaking ghost, oh my god. Okay, so I just wiped the foundation off my mouth because I was looking a little ghostly. So now I'm gonna take the Studio Fix powder from MAC. This is in the shade NC15, and I just take my same sponge. You can wet it a little bit more if you feel like it's starting to dry. I just take the Evian spray because I'm lazy and I don't want to get up and spray it again. So I just spray a little bit, squeeze it a little bit in my hand, like rub it in like a paper towel so it's not like really, really wet. And then I just pick up the powder and I just go right here over my scars, just to get a little bit more coverage in that area because my scars will peek through and I don't want them to show. I'm just gonna take a brush and I'm just gonna kind of like brush over everything to make sure that there's no like translucent powder just clinging to my face, and that'll make sure that nothing's like sticky. So now I'm gonna pick up one of my favorite products ever, and I actually picked this up from Jaclyn Hill when she did her foundation routine, and I've been doing it ever since, and I just feel like it makes such a huge difference in like my foundation and the way that it looks and stuff. So it is a pricey item, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty expensive for a powder, but I feel like it's worth every single penny, and this is my second one, so I really like it. You could use it as a highlighter, or you can use it as like how I'm gonna use it, but this is the Lacom'e Absolue powder. This is in the shade Absolute Peche, yeah. And it's kind of like a luminous powder. But if you have dry skin or if you have oily skin and you really want that glow, I love this powder. I take my sponge again, spray it to make sure it's not like dry, and then I dry it off a little bit, and then I put a little bit of that powder in the cap and I pick it up with my sponge, tap off a little bit of the excess, and then I just apply it all over my face. So So you could see the glow that it gives like right off the bat. Like it just makes you look so like glowy and luminous and just so pretty. So I love this powder. You only want to do a little bit. You don't want to go overboard because it can kind of make you look a little too shimmery. So just a little bit at a time. Okay, so I do this in between like every stage. So I'll do foundation, powders, the Lacom'e powder, and then I spray my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, just so that it kind of like, the spray will open up my pores and like accept the powder into my skin, and it looks a lot more natural. So then I'll dry that off and then I'll go with like blush and bronzer and all that stuff. So I spray this product probably like 3 or 4 times during my makeup if I really want my makeup to look perfect and just like natural looking but not powdery, because I'm oily, I use a lot of powder in my routine. So this kind of just helps the powder look more natural and not look like there's a lot of powder on my face. So I'll just spray this all over. And then I take the best thing that I ever bought on Amazon, a fan. And I just fan my face. Okay, so now's the time to go in with like bronzer and blush and all that stuff. So I'm going to take the Morphe Icon bronzer. It looks like this. And I'm just going to apply that with I forgot what brush this is. It's a MAC brush and it's like a dual fiber brush, but I love this for bronzer. So I just apply this. Okay, so now I don't look so ghostly. The color's starting to come back now because I was looking a little bad. So now I'm gonna take the Benefit Cheekleaders Mini Bronze Squad Contour Highlight and Blush Palette. It looks like this. I'm gonna take Hula right there, and that's just gonna be like my contour color on my MAC 109 brush. This is really good for contour, so. So now I'm gonna take my blush and I'm gonna go in with the Morphe blush palette. This is in the shade 8W Warm Master. And it looks like this. And I'm going to take, I'm gonna take these two right here at the bottom. And I'm gonna mix those together. And I'm gonna use my Morphe E4 brush just to apply that. I always apply just a little bit more blush than normal because it fades so fast on my skin. So I just make sure that I go in with a little bit more blush because I know that it's gonna fade and it's not gonna be like this intense later on throughout the day. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Fenty Beauty Lavender Powder, and this is really good if you have very fair skin and you really like that bright under eye, because this will make you really bright. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that with my sponge. And I pick it up and I just put it right under my eyes. So you can see how much that like lifted my under eye. So I'm kind of just leaving that there to bake for a little bit. So this is the time that I kind of go and do my brows, I do my eye makeup, and then I'll come back and I'll dust off the powder. So I will be right back and I'll show you the next step. Okay guys, so I just finished my eyebrows, my eye makeup, and then I just wiped off that lavender powder. I just wiped off that lavender powder underneath my eyes, and then after I do that, I just spray my sponge like this, just a little damp, and I go over it underneath my eyes just to make sure that that powder is like really into my skin and there's no like powder like just clinging under my eyes. Now we are going to, where's my spray? I'm going to take that Morphe Continuous Setting Mist once again, and I'm just going to spray my whole face now that the powder, like bronzer, blush, and contour are all on. And I take my fan. So for a highlighter, I'm going to take the Cheekleader palette again, and I'm going to take this middle shade. This is Cookie. I bought this entire palette just for this, because this highlighter is literally life-changing. So I'm going to take the Morphe M501. This is my favorite brush to highlight with. And I'm just going to pick up that Cookie shade, and I'm just going to apply to the cheekbones. Like, look at that. Like, do I have to say any more? Oh. I always put a little bit, just like right here in the center of my forehead. Like just a tad. And then I always have to do my nose. I don't think I'll ever stop doing a nose highlight. I just think it's so cute. Right there on the bridge. Cupid's bow. And I just take a little on my chin. And then I always go back over it with my sponge, just to make sure that everything is like seamless and it's blending really nicely into the skin. So then I go back in with that spray one more time. I literally go through like one of these like a week, or like every 2 weeks I go through one of these, which it adds up, because these are like $15, which is not bad, but like to like use it so much, it's good that it's not like a $30 spray. So this feels so good. And I make sure that I don't I look down so that my eye makeup doesn't crease because it's wet. So I always look down. So another spray that I go in, this is like the last spray that I do in my makeup routine. I know I use a lot of makeup sprays, but I just feel like they make such a difference in like the end result, because like your face just looks so like smooth and like poreless, and it doesn't look like you have like 5 pounds of makeup on, which I really do right now, but it doesn't feel like I do. So I use the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. This is a long-lasting formula. I love this. For drugstore, I think this is a really good spray. It really does keep my makeup on like a lot longer. You could also do the Urban Decay All Nighter spray like as your end setting spray, because that one really holds your makeup on, but I'm out of that one, so I just use this one, and it's pretty much like the same thing. So okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips and everything, and then I'll be right back to show you like the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found some new tips and tricks to try out to keep your makeup on literally all day long. I'm not gonna lie, I have so much makeup on my face right now, like it's a lot of makeup. But if I touch my face does not feel tacky. It does not feel like I have a lot of makeup on my face, and I think it's because of all the steps that I took to make sure that my makeup did not look cakey. I get so many compliments on my face makeup, and when I'm at work, there are so many women that come in and are like, oh my god, you have perfect skin, and I'm just like, wait till this comes off and you'll see what's really underneath. Because I do have acne scars. You guys know I suffer with acne, so for me to like be obsessed with like my foundation is really hard because I'm so picky when it comes to my foundation, because I don't want stuff peeking through. I just want my face to look perfect. I don't want acne scars showing or anything like that. So a lot of women are like, oh my god, I wish I had your skin, and I'm just like, no honey, I just have a lot of makeup on, like a lot of makeup. I just really love this routine, and I hope you guys try it out. If you do, let me know how it works for you, but I swear to God, I'll put this on in the morning, and by like 5, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, my makeup still looks perfect, and I don't get those like really annoying smile lines, which is like my biggest pet peeve when it comes to my foundation. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, as well as hit the bell to turn on your notifications so you know every time I upload a new video. But other than that, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah!